Now it's just time for some Neos news. So, Elemental Hero Spirit Neos, level 7 effect warrior. You can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name once each turn. 1. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Oh, that turns it into a hand trap. A battle hand trap. Whoa. If this card is special summoned, you can add one spell or trap that mentions Elemental Hero monster name, or one polymerization from your deck to your hand. A battle trap that stops a battle and searches out a card on summon. During your main phase, you can shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, special summon one Elemental Hero normal monster from your deck. Okay, this card's really good. It's a stall card? It is. That's really good, though. It's a stall card that searches. They all are hard once per turns. I like this. That's a good card. It even searches polymerization. Whoa. There's a second searcher for poly outside of Vision Hero Vion. You won't be able to like set up hero plays with this, but this is a nice like stall card that also replaces itself. And it normal summons normal Neos. Well, you don't want to bring out normal Neos. Okay, next up we have Elemental Hero Shining Neos Wingman. 3100 attack. Ooh, this is going to be a bombastic card. Materials, 1 Elemental Hero Neos plus 1 Wingman Fusion Monster. Whoa. How many Wingman Fusion Monsters are there? If we go back over to Yugioh and we type in Wingman, there are 1, 2, 3 other Wingman monsters. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So, Fusion Tag. I don't know. We'll read the effects. I don't know if it'll probably be worth using this card. Must be fusion summoned. Oh, this sucks. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of different attributes on the field. Ooh. So if this card's special summoned, different attributes on the field, he himself is an attribute card. This is non-targeting destruction of anything on summon, which means your opponent needs to chain disruption to it. A negate. Like they can't chain disruption to stop the effect. That's really good. On summon effects are just as good as spell speed 2. In most cases. It includes itself. Well, yeah, of course it includes itself. Gains 300 attack for each monster in your graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by effects. Oh, 300 for each card in your graveyard? Isn't that just like Shining Flare Wingman? It is. That is exactly his effect. Except it also has protection. Last effect. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. Okay, so just like Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. So it has destruction protection. It pops non-target destruction on summon. Is a big beat stick and cannot be destroyed by card effects, but can be targeted. This seems good. The requirements seem a little bit much because you can't Neos fusion this. It's basically all 3 Wingman cards and then some. Yeah, it's way better. It can't be Raigeki'd. Sure. Oh yeah, it actually survives a Raigeki. Not as good as the Spirit one. Let's go on to the next ones. Crosskeeper. I think this is a retrain of Cross Porter. A Neos card that nobody uses because it sucks. I'm sure people even forget it exists. Cross Porter. You can send 1 monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon a Neospacian monster from your hand. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Neospacian monster from your deck to your hand. That is terrible. Okay, so Cross Porter, Cross Keeper, level 2 Dark Warrior, just like the original. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon 1 Elemental Hero or Neospacian monster from your hand or graveyard. But if you special summoned it from the graveyard, its effects are negated. Make sense? If you special summon an Elemental Hero Fusion monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. Okay, that's good. There are a lot of garnets you definitely wish to reset. Even like Polymerization. Polymerization is a great card to reset in hero decks because they have so many ways to search it out. And you usually only play 1. So this basically allows you to cycle Polymerization in order to trade it for card draw. Special summon Elemental Hero monster or Neospacian monster from your hand or graveyard, and you can also trade it for an E-hero. But the fact that it negates the monster's effect from the graveyard means you can't use it to cycle Stratos. which is not as good. You could use it to bring out Solid Man in order to proc his effect, I guess. But that graveyard effect is really good. The problem is, like, you wouldn't play this card just for its graveyard effect. You would also need to use its original effect up here. And since he doesn't have hero in his name, he can't be searched out or used with any of the hero support. He is a level 2 Dark Warrior monster, which means there is some support for this, but, you know, not hero support. Outside of Rhoda, yeah. But, like, are you really going to waste Rhoda on this? I mean, you could waste Rhoda on this, use it, bring it out, special summon Stratos from the hand in order to gain its effect, and then you have its effect in the graveyard. But then again, since it's not a hero monster, it's kind of hard to get in the graveyard. This is an excellent graveyard effect, but it seems hard to put in the graveyard. Neos Fusion mills it. Oh, you're right, with Brave Neos. All right, next up, we have Engage Neospace. So the card artwork looks like the other artwork in there is an anime-only monster called Candelito, the Beast of Light. Oh, okay, that's why I don't know who it is. The other one is Sugma. Is he related to Steve Jobs? So, Engage Neospace, normal spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's names per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except fusion monsters. Okay, send one Neospacian monster and one Elemental Hero monster to the graveyard. One from your hand and one from your deck. Special summon one Neospacian monster or one level 5 or higher Elemental Hero monster from your deck. If it is a Elemental Hero Neos, it gains 1,000 attack. And if you do, add one Polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it allows you to send an E-Hero from your deck to the graveyard, which you could use on Shadow Mist to search, to offset the cost of having to send a card from your hand to the graveyard. But it also special summons a monster, which offsets the inherent -2 to a card neutral if you're able to send something that searches. And then you can use it to search out whatever you want and then add a poly. It seems slower than just running Neos Fusion. It's fine. The fact that it allows you to send any Neospacian or E-Hero from your deck to the graveyard might be the most important part of this. The fact that it also special summons a monster from the deck means it used as a combo extender, but it locks you into only fusion summons for the rest of the turn. Oh, it does also give you polymerization. So the card is an inherent -2, but it also gets one monster from the deck and adds a card to your hand. So it immediately pays for itself. It becomes a +1 if you send Shadow Mist or Malicious. No, you can't send Malicious. It's only Elemental Hero monsters. So Shadow Mist is a +1, or a Liquid Soldier to set up another play. A +1, but it locks you into fusions. I don't know. Doesn't seem super good. It seems convoluted. This might be either really good because of the ability to just extend combos with it, but also it stops you from doing combos. Next up, we have Instant Contact, the one that's missing Air Neos, which is a shame because Air Neos is my favorite. Spell card, you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn, pay 1,000 life points, special summon a level 7 or lower Elemental Hero or Neospacian monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Literally instant fusion. But if you do not have Elemental Hero Neos on the field or in your graveyard, the summoned monster cannot attack, its effects are negated. Also, return it to the extra deck during the end phase. I could see this card seeing play in just normal decks in order to make use of the type or attribute or just a body on the field of some of the Elemental Hero or Neospacian monsters from the extra deck. The next cards are finally usable. You're right, you could use this to cheat out those cards. And all you need to do is just have Neos on the field or in the graveyard in order to make it live. Whoa, do you mean regardless or if there isn't a Neos? Yeah, I think it'll probably see play just in normal decks without using Neos, just because it special summons a monster from the extra deck with a spell card from the hand at the cost of only 1,000 life points. Like, let's come over here. There's that one, it's a Kaminari attack, yeah. And Kaminari attack sees playing Thunder Dragon decks, specifically just because it's a Thunder fusion monster. And that's it. This is giving me some Kaminari attack vibes in its usability. Yeah, it's very similar to instant fusion. So like this is assuming one of the targets for it is just relevant in a meta deck. I assume this is a hard once per turn. Yeah, you can only activate this card's name once per turn. Yeah. All right, next up we have EN Wave. The fact that a lot of these don't have archetype specific support in their names is very sad. Since it's instant contact, it can't be searched out with fusion stuff. You can't use Predaplant and Verte Anaconda in order to force the effect. DGEN way far. That's Luxium. Continue a spell card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. If your Elemental Hero monsters is used as material for a fusion summon and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can special summon a Neospacian monster or Elemental Hero Neos from your deck. What? If a Neospacian monster and or Elemental Hero Neos is shuffled from your field and or graveyard into your deck and or extra deck, special summon one Elemental Hero monster from your graveyard. What? Awkward to use. This is amazing. If your hero monsters is used as a material for a fusion summon, and it's sent to the graveyard or banished, that's basically how heroes go into fusions. You get a free special summon from your deck. You could special summon Aqua Dolphin and rip out one of your opponent's hand traps. It replaces itself immediately upon use. This is a pure +1 in card advantage. And then also, Neospacian monsters, if they're shuffled from the field or graveyard back into your deck, Rainbow Neos does that just to activate its effect. Of course, there's also, the side effects of the Neospacian cards. You then get to special summon an E-Hero monster from your graveyard. If you use this on Stratos, that's a +2. This thing is insane. This is really good. This is something you build your deck around, but it can't be searched, so you can't build your deck around it because it's EN Wave and it has no hero in its name or anything. It doesn't have fusion. MST negates it. Yeah, the fact that, negates exist don't really knock against the card itself. This is probably the best card they have so far out of all of these. It has 2 effects. I can special summon monsters from places that grant you advantage. And it's a continuous spell card, so you can use it every turn. Doesn't Shadow Mist Search Mass Change on special summon? It does. This allows you to go... Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. This also allows you to recycle Darklaw. You'd already need to have Shadow Mist in the graveyard, but you can get Shadow Mist in the graveyard super easily. The new Neo searches it. Does it? If this card special summoned, add a spell or trap that mentions an Elemental Hero monster's name or one polymerization. No. It searches out cards that mention Elemental Hero monsters' names. This one doesn't mention any specific name and just says Elemental Hero. I don't think that works. It's kind of like the rulings of Eye of Timaeus and cards that search out monsters with Dark Magician in their text. It mentions Neos? Oh, it does. It mentions Neos specifically. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yep, it can be searched. Yeah, can't read. All right. Next up, we have Fusion Over. Ooh, this one at least has Fusion. This is the butt crack Neos that everyone was talking about on Twitter. Quick play spell card. You can activate one card's name per turn. Target one face-up monster on the field. Reveal an Elemental Hero monster, comma, one Neospacian monster, comma, or one level 10 monster from your hand deck or extra deck. And if you use the targeted monster as a fusion material this turn, you can treat its name as the revealed monsters. Also, if you have Elemental Hero Neos on your field or in your graveyard, send the revealed monster to the graveyard. Otherwise, if it was revealed from the hand, shuffle it into the deck. Okay, so this is like a convoluted fusion tag, and that's it. But it's a quick play spell card. Target one monster you control. Reveal a fusion monster in your extra deck, and if you do the target monster's name, it can be treated as the fusion monster's used as a material. Target a face-up monster at the field, reveal a card's name, and the targeted monster is treated as the revealed monster's name, and then you also get to send it to the graveyard if you have Neos on the field or in the graveyard. This could be a way to send level 10 or higher monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard. Off the top of my head, I don't know of any good targets that you'd want to send to the graveyard with this, because all the good ones are a little bit lower level than that. It does mill the fusion monster. It does make the first fusion monster a lot more live, who's pretty good. This one's pretty good. This one seems a little bit too convoluted, though. I'm not sure about this one. Last one, we have Favorite Contact. Oh, Flare, Wingman, and Neos. Normal trap card. You can only activate one card with these names per turn. Special summon a fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a hero monster as a material by placing the materials listed on it on the bottom of the deck in any order from among cards in your hand or field or in the graveyard, or your face-up banished cards, ignoring its summoning conditions. And if you place Elemental Hero Neos, the summon monster cannot be returned to the extra deck. Okay, this seems good. Special summon a fusion monster from extra deck that lists a hero monster as a material, and then you basically just get to recycle monsters from your extra deck, from your graveyard or your banished zone, in order to bring out whatever you want. And the benefit this has over Neos Fusion is the fact that it allows you to actually bring out like the new Neos Fusions that have more than 2 materials. Can't return, no compulses, graveyard and banishes. Yeah, it's kind of like Revolt. No, not Revolt. It's kind of like Thunder Dragon Fusion. And Thunder Dragon Fusion is kind of wild. Although Thunder Dragon Fusion might still be better. And then it also gets rid of the negative side effect of the Neos Fusion monsters. Favorite Contact seems like a good card. I think Neos Fusion is still probably better. But this one at least makes the ones that require more than 2 materials more viable. This lets you use Liquid without even drawing it. Wait, does it let you use cards in your deck? No, I think it lets you use everything except from your deck. Among cards in your hand, field, graveyard, or banished cards face up, ignoring the summoning conditions. It does let you use Liquid, but Liquid needs to go to the graveyard or the banished zone to resolve, right? If this card is sent to the graveyard or banished as material for a fusion summon of a hero monster, you can draw 2 cards and discard 1. Yeah, so it wouldn't work on Liquid. Send Rainbow Dragon to the graveyard, then summon Rainbow Neos. Destiny Hero Malicious target Thunder Dragon Fusion has a search effect too. Yeah, I think Thunder Dragon Fusion's better because it also searches from the graveyard. And this one doesn't. Even though it does let you, it's like a worse Thunder Dragon Fusion. But it's still pretty good because it has more targets than just, the 2 Thunder Dragon Fusion monsters. Lastly, let's go over this new card. The legendary Swordsman Blackluster Soldier. Whoa. It's a ritual monster from 2022. The effect is probably amazing because ritual monsters are so inherently broken in like a bad way that they can release some really crazy effects on them. So I'm always excited to see new ritual monsters that aren't part of an archetype. Okay, so you can ritual summon this card with Chaos Form or Super Soldier Ritual, must be ritual summoned. During your draw phase, before you draw, you can reveal this card in your hand, give up your normal draw this turn, and if you do, add a ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. Whoa. So you can just search out the card needed to bring this guy out. That is amazing synergy. 2, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase. Okay, pretty meh. When this attacking card that was ritual summoned using a normal monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can shuffle all cards they control into the deck. This spins your opponent's entire deck if it destroys one thing by battle. It has no protection, though, outside of the battle phase. So if this thing makes it to the battle phase, your opponent is donezo. It just clears out their entire field. It has like a Zeus. It just needs to destroy one thing by battle, but it needs to be brought out with the normal monster. If you've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, though, you'll see that Blue Eyes players can fulfill this no problem. They love using Chaos Form with Blue Eyes in order to bring out Chaos Max Dragon, and they can do it pretty consistently. And this card can search out its own ritual card. Just negate for the battle phase and it's trash? Yeah, exactly. This is another, this is another Chaos Max Dragon card. It has a much better effect than Chaos Max Dragon, but not that much better. Chaos Max Dragon also has better protection. Yeah, it's only 3,000 attack. That's good. You can pretty reliably expect it to destroy something, and then it can spin your opponent's entire field. Like, if you resolve this against Eldritch one time, you basically win, because all their cards get spun back to the deck. That's, no resources for them. It denies your opponent resources. Like, floating effects don't activate if they're returned to the deck either. Like, spinning is the best effect in the game, besides maybe banishing a card face down. But even then, like, Scythe stops banishing cards face down. Chaos Max just punishes bricks, to be honest. Chaos Max, he's more scarier than he is, good. This card is kind of like that, too. He just seems more scary than it would probably actually be viable. Does it work with Advanced Ritual Art? When this attacking card that was ritual summoned using a normal monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, shuffle this card on the control of the deck. You can use Advanced Ritual Art, and it gains the effects. Can't activate cards or effects in the battle phase? Yeah, as long as you make it to the battle phase, and you brought this card out properly, your opponent is donezo. And it searches out its own fusion card. During your draw phase, before you draw, you can reveal this card in your hand, give up your normal draw this turn, and if you do, add a ritual spell card. Yeah, so if you're going first, you can't use its effect because you don't draw. If you're going second, you can use it, and then immediately search out Advanced Ritual Art, or Chaos Form, or Super Soldier Ritual. I don't think Super Soldier Ritual is that much better. Let me double check. This card can be used to ritual summon any Blackluster Soldier Ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal exactly 8. During your main phase, instead of turn this card is into the graveyard, you can banish this card, 1 light monster and 1 dark monster from your graveyard. Special summon a Blackluster Soldier Ritual monster from your hand, ignored its summoning conditions. This card sucks. You definitely want to use either Chaos Form or Advanced Ritual Art. Doesn't one of the little soldiers offer protecting from, I don't think so. Isn't Synthesis better? This card can be used to ritual summon any Blackluster Soldier Ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. You must also send 1 light and 1 dark monster, 1 from your hand and 1 from your deck to the graveyard, whose total levels equals exactly 8. You wouldn't be able to activate the effect unless you were playing level 4 normal monsters, though. What do you think with the Floodgate effect during the battle phase only? That sucks. It's, if it wasn't only during the battle phase, it'd be broken. But the fact that it's only during the battle phase means it kind of sucks. It's not good enough. Because most disruption happens outside of the battle phase. Okay. Well, this is definitely another bait card. It's just like Chaos Max Dragon. It has a bombastic effect that can win you the game on its own if it is able to survive long enough to do that. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. I gotta go now. My throat's starting to hurt. That's all I wanted to do. Just a little bit of news. A recap for anyone who missed it.